guys, what's up? It's Kasha. Today's video is finally Dreamcatcher's global Fansign fan account. This event was on the 25th of October 2019 in London, and I just recently decided to talk about it because I really miss going to K-pop events in person, and Dreamcatcher has recently came back with their song Boca, which is really great, so you should definitely check it out. The link is in the description. So this fansign was actually not my first time meeting Dreamcatcher. I actually attended a 3-day promotion period for Fly High in Tower Records Shibuya in Tokyo, and that was at the end of 2017. So during that promotion, I attended a variety of events. There were performances, Fansign, and I even had a chance to take a photo with Yoohyeon and Suga. I still have my precious prologue album signed by all the 7 members. So as you can see, they all signed on the cover. Here's to Kasha, my name in Korean, and then all the 7 signatures of the members. But today's video is not about these events, so if you'd like me to talk about them, just leave a comment down below and I'll see if there's enough people interested. So this fansign, this global fansign, was organized by My Music Taste in London during Dreamcatcher's 2nd European tour. Sadly, during this European tour, like the concert and the fansign, Handong was absent, so there were only 6 members. I don't even remember if we knew at that time, but Handong was doing her solo activities and she was participating in the survival program in China, so it was really sad. But someone brought a Handong cutout to the concert and the fansign, and the girls really loved that idea. Like they kept playing with the cutout, like they pretended that Handong was singing her lines. Okay, so let's start with the fan account. So here's my fansign photo book. As you can see, I wrote my name just in Korean and then in romanization. So first one sitting in the fansign was Dami. I honestly don't really remember what we talked about, like exactly the words she used and the words I used, but basically I did my introduction, like I went to their promotion in Tokyo before for Fly High, and she was like, oh really? And she looked really happy. I don't really remember if she asked, but at some point it came out that I can speak Korean and Japanese. And I remember this so vividly because that was the only word she said to me in English that was like, oh, smart. I actually had a post-it prepared for Dami, and it was just 요즘 듣는 노래 추천해주세요. Please recommend me a song that you listened to recently. And Dami was writing down the artist's name, and I didn't really see it at first, so I kind of tilted my head to see. And I saw that she wrote Tiffany, and like before she wrote the other part, I was just like, oh, 소녀시대, so like girl generation. And she was like, yeah, you know? And I was like, yeah, of course I know. And then she wrote Tiffany Young, so here it is. Then she told me like, it's a new song, it's really good. And I told her that I haven't listened to her solo songs yet, but I will definitely check it out. And I actually didn't remember this, but as I can see on the video that I took from the fansign, when I was walking away, like Dami was saying something to me, but I really don't remember. And it's hard to tell what she was saying from the video, so I just don't want to make up a story. That's Dami's sign. And then the next in line was Yoohyeon. I know that Yoohyeon is really good at English because we spoke in English only during the fansign in 2017 in Tokyo because I wasn't that good at Korean yet. But this time I decided to try speaking Korean to her. I kind of feel like going to fansigns is actually my best chance to practice Korean at the moment. So yeah, that's just what I did. I don't exactly remember the order of the stuff that we talked about, but I remember these bits. At first, I told her that we met in Tokyo before, and she was like, oh, 진짜요? So like, oh, really? I again don't know the context, but we talked about a similar thing like with Dami, so we somehow started talking about languages, and at some point she was like, "Oh, 한국어 진짜 잘해요." And I was like, 아니, because I was like, no, I don't speak Korean though. And then she asked me like, 일본어도 공부했어요? Like, did you study Japanese as well? Because from the earlier conversation, she knew that I studied in Japan before, and that's when we met. And then she asked me like, so how long did you study? And I didn't understand, like, did she mean Korean or Japanese? So I switched to English. I was like, Korean or Japanese? And then you can exactly see that moment on the video. She's like, oh, Japanese. So we just finished talking in English, and like basically she told me that I'm smart. Again, like same as Dami, and I was so shy because I'm not used to getting compliments, and especially from idols. Like, anyway, I don't remember like our whole conversation. I think we talked about something else as well. Basically, we finished our talk with a high touch, and it was so nice. Here's Yoohyeon's signature. I don't even remember if I had any post-its, and maybe she just didn't look at them, but I don't have any post-its now. And now the next member is Gahyeon. I don't really want to talk about the Fansign in Tokyo again, but when I first met Gahyeon, when she heard that I'm Polish, like at the Fansign in Tokyo, she was trying to say something to me in Polish, but I couldn't understand her because, I don't know, she was trying to tell me like some name of a candy and I couldn't understand that, but it was so cute. And my impression of Gahyeon is always like she's doing her best always to communicate, and that's so cute. So the conversation with Gahyeon, I don't actually remember the context of that, and I'm sure there was some kind of context, but I told Gahyeon like, 사실 저는 한국에 여자친구 있어요. And then she was a little bit surprised, like shocked. She was like, 여자친구 있어? I told her that I have a girlfriend in Korea, and she was like, you have a girlfriend? Like, she was kind of surprised, but then she smiled. The whole conversation was in Korean, but I just don't remember exact words that I used. I told her like, oh yeah, so I'm studying Korean now, and I will be moving to Korea soon to live together. And then she was like, oh, so you're gonna go to Korea? Like, she did that. And I said, yeah, because I want to live together. So when we had that conversation about me moving to Korea, at some point Gahyeon was like, so when you're in Korea, you have to come to our Fansign, okay? And then she was like, promise? So we had a promise, so like 약속, promise. We did that promise that when I'm in Korea, I'll go to the Fansign. So I guess I have to now. I actually had a post-it prepared for Gahyeon, and the post-it is 폴란드에 갔을 때 음식을 먹본 적이 있었어요? 있으면 뭐가 제일 좋았어요? When you went to Poland, did you try any food? And if you have, what did you try? So that's my post-it, and as you can see, it's unanswered because when we finished our talk, she just looked down at the album and there was a post-it, and she just realized there's a post-it like when I was about to move. So basically she was like kind of thinking about what she ate, but she was like, oh, please recommend me something. I was supposed to move already, but I was like, pierogi. when I was moving, she was still looking at me, and I didn't realize that at the moment, but when I was moving, she was like, oh, okay. But I feel like I ignored her, but I really didn't mean to. I was just moving on to the next person. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and the second part will be coming out really soon, so please look forward to it. We still have 3 members remaining, so that's Yoohyeon, Sua, and Jiyu. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next one. Bye!